Good evening, y'all. It is Friday night, and once again, we are getting ready to shut it down. And I want to get this video up to you. Topic for tonight is running on empty. Running on empty, otherwise operating on empty. Operating when you know you're tired. Operating when you know you need to get some rest. Day 45, February 14th, for those of you guys who celebrate all these different holidays. You know what today is. I don't really get down like that. I used to, but I am quote unquote out of the that system. So I don't really get down with a lot of the holidays that the world suggests that we celebrate. As we become more and more distracted, you should be getting more and more out of the world. And we don't want to leave. I'll leave that just where that is, okay? So Friday the 14th, day 45, running on empty. You know what it is. We are in the middle of our GoFundMe campaign, raising $125,000 to help offset the costs of our bookstore. You can hit us on our cashApp, theFigTreeBookStores. You can hit us on our PayPal, theFigTreeBookStores. You can even follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We have some goals that we set forth. And so we are going to work, and get those dreams, goals, and aspirations accomplished this year. Once again, day 45, running on empty. I'm going to give you really three things that you need to be very aware of and take note if these are you. Okay, I've been guilty of this. I know that I push hard. I push myself very hard. I expect a lot out of myself. Nevertheless, sometimes I am fatigued. And when you are fatigued, number one, you limit your effectiveness. Okay, so let's stop burning ourselves into the ground. Say it again. Let's stop burning ourselves into the ground. So when you're running on empty, be mindful of the fatigue factor. Number two, when you are running on empty, you need to learn how to strategically get some rest. Now, here's the thing about it is you ought to already have rest in your regular regimen. I'm not good at these because I like to work and I have to constantly tell myself to rest, tell myself to go to bed, tell myself to get some sleep because I'm trying to get the next thing done. And I know that's not good. That's not a good example, and I recognize that. I'm not perfect, and I'm very aware of my shortcomings as well as my mistakes and my errors. And so I'm working on this. This is very dear to me because I'm working on this. I'm trying to stop running myself to where I basically fall out and pass out because it damages your health. And I'm going to get into that probably in a different video. But definitely, number one, be mindful of the fatigue factor because it limits your effectiveness. Number two, when you're running on empty, that means you have not gotten the proper rest. And so rest strategically. And then number three, you need to really recharge. And when you're running on empty, that means you have not taken the proper time or the effort to recharge. What should you be looking at recharging or resetting? First of all, your mentality. Number two, your emotional well-being. Number three, your physicality. You're not getting the proper rest. Number four, here's a huge one. You need to recharge your relationships. And I want to do two separate things here. Relationships meaning family. Okay? Some of us are out of balance and our families suffer. What about you? You should be recharging, resetting your financial stability. When you run on empty, that means you're just burning resources. You're burning yourself down. Once again, I have to get better at that. And then the most important thing, well, let me say this, and then I'll say to my friend, the social taxing. Now, what do I mean by that? Is you can be socially taxing. I have a team of individuals that I work with, and I'm very demanding, not in a rude way, but in a way of, listen, we need this done, get this done. And so sometimes when you don't take the time to rest, and you can push your team socially, meaning that you're always in the face, you're always got something for them to do in a deadline manner, which means it shows up poor planning, shows poor direction as far as if you have a crisis every day, which you shouldn't, that's poor planning, okay? And so you have to be mindful that your team is there to help you and support you. You're not there to socially tax them, meaning that expect them to jump through hoops because you're not organized, or you forgot to get this done, or you didn't have time to get this done. So now you're pushing other people socially because you have not properly rested yourself to organize your schedule of events. Okay? And I know it sounds interesting. I put that in there, but it's very true. You need to recharge even those. Excuse me. See? I'm tired. You need to recharge even those social relationships. And then the biggest one, and I'm done, is recharge yourself spiritually. There is a part of you that will live forever. It's your soul, it's your spirit, the very essence of who you are. And so you need to recharge, you need to rest all those areas, your mental, your emotional well-being, your physicality, your relationships, family, your financial capacity, your social relationships, meaning your team of people that you work with, and then the most important one, your spirit. Are you spiritually recharging, right? This is your man Earl, day 45. I just want to remind you, don't run on empty. Look at these three areas, letting fatigue set in, strategically resting, and then recharging. You have to learn how to recharge in those, and you want to recharge in those areas, like I said before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you want to recharge in those 7 areas, okay? This is your man Earl. Get at us. Follow us on our social media. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. All those links now are in the description box below. God bless you. God keep you. Day 45, February 14th. Have a good night. Peace.